Welcome, everybody, to the show. We are doing Movie Week, and today we're discussing the 2013 Australian film Around the Block. Around the Block stars Christina Ricci as a drama teacher. I would say she's a more competent drama teacher than the last time we reviewed a film about a drama teacher, The Class. Just a wee bit better. And it also stars a really good actor named Hunter Page Lockhart as Liam, a student kid actor.
Mhm.
It also stars Jack Thompson as Mr. O'Donnell. And it's written and directed by Sarah Spillane. And there's a lot of good things about this movie. This is a woman who really is working with tough kids. Not all of them. I would say it's a general education structure, but you have a couple of really underserved students, perhaps from the Aborigines. This is a really interesting movie, among other things, about the tension between Aborigine Aborigine people and Australian whites, and those elements were pretty strong and interesting. And the idea that she is challenging these students, these underserved students, again, not the whole class, but certainly Liam and a few other students, to put up Hamlet. And I want to maybe later on talk about her skills as a teacher, because she's good. Christina Ricci does a good job as performing this teacher, this Dino Chalmers, I think her name is. But I just cannot recommend this movie. I think that the problem among a few things is they crammed too much in this movie. It felt very Freedom Writers in the beginning, maybe half actually, where she was really challenging these students. She was giving really good advice and pedagogy, but it turned into a love story, her leaving her husband. It became an intense gang battle, and the ending I didn't think earned it. It didn't earn that ending, and it felt very tacked on. And so, without giving too much away, I will just turn it over to you, Jacob, by saying, all in all, I cannot recommend it.
I'm gonna say, well, I'll give it away. No, I hear you. I feel a little different. It's funny because I didn't like Christine Ricci at all. I thought anybody could have done that part better. I'm not saying about her teaching skills in the film, because that was fine, but it was her acting. I just felt like it was, and I'm not sure if I didn't understand the romantic. It just seemed like it got away from the story. I was really interested in Hunter Page, the Liam character. Every time he was on, I was like, whoa, this guy is interesting. I'm interested in his story. And it made me think, Ruben, the reason why I liked it, I probably would say I would recommend it, is because I was interested in the characters, but also interested that it taught me that, hey, you know what, these kids, we forget sometimes as teachers that they have some you know, tough backgrounds. And the Aborigines, these are people I don't know too much about. Although, Ruben, I think you remember, I grew up with a kid named Stuart Adunchi, and I didn't even think about him being Aborigines. I just thought, hey, he's from Australia, but he definitely had that background. And that being said, I was just interested in that. Maybe it's my own personal, of course, reasons why I liked it, but I did like the acting by that young man and some of the other actors in the film. There's a good piece regarding the father and son relationship. I thought they were going to go into the total Hamlet. This movie's going to be about Hamlet and a story within a story, and there's some elements to it, but not really. I think they could have went there. That might have been even a little better. But overall, I did like it. I did like the acting, like I said, by these young actors in the film, and I'm really interested in seeing where this young man is now, because I know this film was 2013, right? And I don't know too much about that director, but I do know that I haven't seen Christine Ricci in a while. But yeah, I would say I would recommend it because of the young people in the film.
I am going to mention the elements to her teaching that I liked. This is a teaching channel. We should probably talk about that. But I I didn't think she was maybe spectacular, Christina Ricci.
Yeah.
I just felt like she was fine. Didn't detract. She didn't push the performance, and maybe she should have. But I will say, Jake, you didn't feel, before I get into her teaching performance or teaching qualities, you didn't feel that they just put too much. There's a lesbian affair with this character that comes out of nowhere. And then she goes back to her old lover. She comes in with the fiance, and then all of a sudden they get into a couple of arguments.
I don't like any of that stuff. You're right. I liked all about the young people, the Liam character. And
I know, but
did not care for her at all. I know it's hard to recommend a film with that, but I give it a little bit stronger recommendation than you did. Although you didn't give no recommendation. I know.
I think that, no, I can't recommend it, mostly because, well, the idea of packing it too much, but the end was a failure of foreshadowing. They didn't foreshadow all that violence, all that gang activity. They needed that Liam character to make a choice in the beginning and say, I'm not this guy. They barely gave us this. I just thought he didn't want to do, I just thought his tension or he wasn't sure about joining the play was because he was nervous, or because it was a little bit of the gang background, but they didn't give enough of that to tack on that ending. Well, anyway, I do like the fact that she talks about in the drama class, her the fact that she brings up Hamlet and teaches that is excellent in and of itself. She talks about subtext, which was really great, really good conversation, which is really the foundation of good writing when you're writing a scene in a play, and also good acting. She makes their learning relevant. This is maybe the best thing that she did among many things. And what she does by that, a couple of things, is that she doesn't just stage this play with these kids. She puts it up on some festival or some celebration.
Yeah, it's called NAIDOC Week, National Aborigines and Islanders Day Observation Committee. Yeah.
Good. Did your research, Jacob? Yeah. And I know there's a subplot, or I should say it's set in Redfern, among the riots of Redfern. And there's a lot to talk about in this film, but I just thought we would jump a little bit to the nitty-gritty. But that was very cool that these students felt like this project was meaningful. So they're going to give it 100%. Anytime you could make a meaningful project more meaningful, or take a project and make it relevant, it's always a good idea. And she also had them all write invitations to people as a special guest, I want to invite you as my special guest, one letter to make that person feel special. And so I really like that. A couple of other things. The idea that another teacher was hounding her. Why are you here? Why are you doing this? Why are Hamlet? These kids? And she really bucked that. She really pushed back on that. And it's that idea of the soft bigotry of low expectations. And it's a bad idea to have low expectations of your students. So those are some of the things that she did that I thought were pretty strong.
No, I think that part of it had to do with the backdrop of this racism, that's going on. That's part of why those riots happen. There's these famous Redfern riots that happened in the early 2000s. But I think that's part of it, Ruben. Even when that one teacher was giving her a tough time because he was kind of feeling her out, like, "Are you real?" So I think he really cared about them in his way, because I don't think they did enough to show that, but I think he did by a couple of little things they showed. And so that being said, I just enjoyed that part of it. But yeah, I mean, I see a lot of your points regarding rushing the ending. The ending happened, and I still kind of like, what just happened right now? What's going to happen to some of these characters?
Well, I'm not saying they rushed the ending. I don't think they earned that ending.
Okay,
they didn't give us enough.
That's a little rushed too, but yeah,
to give us enough in the beginning to justify that ending.
Good point.
Which is to me, it's just a little bit of rewriting because it's a very cool idea what they were doing. The
Mhm.
Hamlet thing, I mean, it became Boys in the Hood at the end, and I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't the movie you were giving us. Freedom Riders, now you're giving us
Right.
Boys in the Hood, but
You said
it
we
just
didn't see any of the foreshadowing. You're right. Good point.
so anyway, it's fine. We disagree. We also disagree on Christina Ricci. You were a little harder
Oh
on
yeah,
her.
didn't care for her.
Um,
Yeah.
okay,
Just
everybody, it's all right. It's okay. We disagree, and that's not the first time on this channel. Everybody, let us know what you think. Check it out around the block. Kind of, maybe don't check it out, but check out this channel and more of our videos for Movie Week. And we'll see you next time. Bye bye.
bye-bye.